What's up, y'all? It's Southern Curl Tara here with a little therapy for your hair. Today we're talking about me cheating on my stylist. So on a whim, I booked an appointment with a DevaCurl specialist, level 3 here in Nashville. Actually the only one in Nashville and one of only two in the Nashville area. And I just decided that it was the best time to do a cut like this. I had been avoiding cutting my hair and just experimenting a lot with some of those damaged ends to see how they would respond to the curly girl method and also to just some of the different products that I was testing out. So on a whim, I booked an appointment with DeWayne Richards, and he is at Eclipse Salon in East Nashville. I want to make sure you guys know that it's not because I was dissatisfied with my stylist. I've been with my stylist for over 13 years, actually since I moved to Nashville. Mark Hartman at Cognito Salon, who has also become a good friend of mine, of course, over all this time. So since learning about the curly girl method and reading the book, I have been curious about what a DevaCut would be like. And I figured that actually the best time to have the DevaCut would be when my hair was in really bad shape and when I really had nothing to lose. And I think that that sounds like a dramatic statement, but really my hair was so long and so out of control over the last few months that I was just curious about what he would be able to do to it, and thought that that would be very different than if I had had a traditional cut and then went in for a DevaCut once some of those that dead weight had been taken off of it. So anyway, the timing was right and I just went for it. It was just a few days before the appointment when I booked. He just happened to have an opening that worked out for me and I just snagged it. He sent me instructions in advance about what to do to prepare for the experience. So he recommended coming with as little product as necessary in order to get through the day so that I could get to the appointment. So I actually just washed my hair the night before and conditioned it really well, but I didn't put any styling products on, and I did my best throughout the day not to touch it, not to fuss with it, which was really hard because I was actually working an event and the weather was kind of crappy, so it was really hard not to do something else to my hair, but I made it through the day. And if you're wondering, I've already apologized to Mark, and there's no hard feelings. And actually look forward to talking with him more about what this experience was like, because again, no one else has cut my hair in over 13 years. And that is quite a nerve-wracking experience, because on one hand, folks say, like, what's the worst that can happen? It's hair. And on the other hand, before I found Mark, I had had my hair cut by Edward Scissorhands, and I know what the worst is that could happen. So bad things can happen, yes, but DeWayne had 5-star reviews everywhere that I found a review for his services. Folks were raving about him, and even in my brief interaction with him over the phone as we confirmed my appointment, I just felt good about the experience. Let's talk about what to expect when you are going in for a DevaCut experience, or if you're just curious about how maybe it varies from a traditional cut. Even if you've had a dry cut, and I've had dry cuts in the past, this was nothing like any dry cut I've ever had. It was kind of weird, you know, some of the things that you're asked to do to make sure that all of your curls are kind of getting the attention that they need was really odd. It was a very strange experience compared to all the haircuts and all the times I've spent in a salon chair over my life. Now, in advance of the appointment, he actually asked for some photos, recent photos of my hair styled, and also some inspiration photos. So that may be something that your stylist asked for. I just sent him a couple of selfies I had from the week, and then I found a couple of photos on Pinterest, I think, that were just what I was expecting to come away with after the cut. Not necessarily that it was inspiration, if that makes sense. You know, I don't even know if I sent him those in advance. I think I showed him when I was there in the salon. And I just mentioned that I was happy with my hair after embracing the curly girl method wholeheartedly a couple months ago and getting my natural curl pattern back, or it's still coming back. But anyway, getting my natural curl pattern to start to show up again, that I was really happy with that. And I just wanted it to be the best that it can be. So, you know, if you go in with expectations of a totally different head of hair, it's unlikely to happen. So just keep that in mind. And I think most of you have already, you know, spotted that. You're looking for people whose curl patterns may be similar to yours, or whose you know, hair texture and things may be similar to yours as you're looking at folks who are your inspiration. So anyway, I sat down in the chair and he took kind of a 360 look at my hair. He did a lot of touching, and so, you know, the frizz was coming on strong by the time it was ready to cut. But when folks tell you that they literally cut each individual curl, that's exactly how it happened. I was actively being serviced for 2.5 hours, almost 3 hours. The only time that he was not working on my hair was when I was sitting under the dryer, just doing some of the finishing touches on my style. After the dry cut was shampoo, hydrate, and style. And this was a multi-step process, which I will refer to a little bit later when I talk about the products that were used. But just like you would with any other experience at the salon, I was in the chair, you know, with my head in the bowl. So that part was pretty normal. So what was also interesting about the cut is that it wasn't just in the traditional way that you would sit in the chair. There were times when I leaned back in the chair or maybe leaned to the side. And even as we did some touch-ups, I stood up, I leaned to the right and left. I even did some leaning forward so that he could get to all of the curls. What I asked for when I came in was about 3 inches to be taken off the length. I have about 5 inches of damaged hair, or I had about 5 inches of damaged hair that was really noticeable. You could see the disruption in my curl pattern, and you could see, especially if I didn't have a lot of product on my hair, how much damage was there on those last 5 inches or so. I was comfortable with about 3 inches coming off, understanding that I was still going to get a lot of shrinkage. I'm accustomed to that with any haircut I've ever gotten. But I will say, after getting the cut and absorbing the shrinkage, the 3 inches really looked more like 5. Also, just as a follow-up to this, I will tell you how my hair was styled and what products were used. I'm also going to link in the description box below Mark's salon as well as DeWayne's salon, and give you their contact information. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.